Did Ford jump the gun on the F-150 Lightning? Looks like they might have, and production numbers are not where they're wanting to be. And well, some news came out today that says, whoa, timeout, because we're going to cut these production numbers in half. What is going on, All Terrain Nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or these EVs, I know we're all going to be driving in the next 20 years. This is your All Terrain Nation. And this news story comes to us from the Auto News, and I will put a link below. Some of these articles you have to subscribe to, and I'm a paying member of this, and I don't want to give all their news away, but I do want to talk about the headlines of this. So, as the headline says from Auto News, Ford is cutting the 2024 F-150 Lightning production plans by half. News comes amid the industrial-wide pullback of the EV investment due to slower than expected sales growth. And I'm a little curious by this because I know Ford went at this thing hard and fast. They were all in, and I don't know if they were trying to beat Cybertruck from getting out there. Of course, Cybertruck took 4 years, and Tesla does their own thing. So I don't beat Tesla up about that. But did Ford jump the gun on this? Because, I know initial sales of this vehicle was pretty strong, but overall, like 6 months later, we just started seeing the sales tank. And now these things are lining up on dealers' lots, and dealers are having a hard time getting rid of these things. And Ford's starting to offer rebates on these things. You can get them pretty much under invoice at almost any dealer, unless that dealer is crazy. But between this and the Mustang Mach-E, sales are tanking on this. And I think part of the early adopters were the early adapters. There's people out there that just love tech, and nothing screams tech more than an EV vehicle because, well, it's cool, it's exciting, and the idea of that I'm not using petroleum to make my car go, I can just plug it in at night, and I get pretty good range on that thing, is pretty exciting unless it's a truck. And Ford, they wanted to beat everybody to market on the truck, which they did. And I will not say the F-150 Lightning is a bad vehicle per se. I just think they needed to pump the brakes on it and get the range up a little bit. Ford initially said the price was going to be around $39,000. A few months later, that price was jacked up. A few months more, the price was jacked up. And well, they've just never been able to get a grip on the commodities that it takes to build these things. And I won't say it's Ford's fault per se, because, well, there's a country out there that wants to hoard all the materials to make that and force you to live to their standards and pricing. So, we're going to have to figure out a way to do this maybe in America a little cheaper. But back to the F-150, I think the truck Ford was smart with it, and I've said this many times, that they were smart to build it and not make it look exotic. They made an F-150 that's battery operated, and I think their older clientele, that's going to allow them to slowly transition to more of an EV vehicle. But Ford was so quick to jump in and got a lot of federal money to do this, and they revamped plants. Oh, we're going to build all these these battery plants, but they have one that's nearly it's getting pretty close to being done in Kentucky. They had to pump the brakes on it after the strike, and the one in Michigan, say, whoa, we just chill out, guys, where the sales aren't there. And then they were battling the UAW about that, and that's a whole other story. But I think ultimately that this truck was just not really ready for prime time, and I think Ford is feeling the effects of that now. Now, where does that lead us? Are they Ford going to do away with this? No, we do know that they're actually working on a Generation 2 truck of this now that I think will be a little more futuristic. They did own shares of Rivian, so they're going to take that tech. Trust me, they swept some of that tech under the rug so they could take it home to them. I think they're going to start taking some of Rivian's tech and adapting it a little better into the next F-150 Lightning, because this truck is not going away. We do know that they didn't spill all this money all over the place just to call it quits. And when Ford does something, generally the industry kind of follows. We've seen that with cars. When Ford decided to do away with cars, well, guess what? GM's like, hey, yeah, we're doing that too. We're getting rid of cars too. And it just shows that EV is not there yet. Now, I think in cars, I think we're really close. And even though the sales of the Mustang Mach-E are kind of slowing, I think we'll get back there. I think once Ford learns, we got to offer, maybe something smaller, maybe something a little larger, give us a little bit more options. I think Ford for sedans like that I think sales will be there, because you look at Tesla, and Tesla's numbers are through the roof for this Model 3 and I believe the Model Y. So we know EV sales are there, but trucks, I'm not so sold real quick, because we've seen our friends over at TFL. They did some towing tests. There's Hughes Garage, that a lot of these people bought these trucks early on to test them and learned real quick. Yeah, it says 250 miles range. that's in a perfect condition, and that ain't towing, because towing, you're only get 50 to 60, maybe 80 miles of towing out of it, and that's not practical right now, and I think Ford is feeling the effects of all the bad press of that. So in the comments below, let me know what you think. Were you excited to get one of these? Did you buy one of these? Did you keep it? Because I know a lot of people that bought them, they were bricks, couldn't keep them on the road. And I know a lot of people that really have enjoyed the vehicle, but just moved on to something else. So you know what to do. Give me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. So whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or these EV trucks, I know we're going to have to drive. This has been your All Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd, and we're out. Peace, everybody. Love y'all.